So we know the candidates who won and will now proceed to the November general election. But tonight, NBC5 investigates the top political lessons from this Illinois primary. Details hidden in the voting data and what they could mean for the state and really for the nation. Our investigative reporter Chuck Goudie is here joining us with that part of our team coverage tonight. Chuck.
Stefan, when it comes to election data points, the devil is in the details and the angels are in the trends. Depending on which side you are on, both good and bad can be extracted from the same results, all at the same time. And this day after the Illinois primary foretells a major voting change that may be a good one for one political party and not the other. Winning primary candidates are easy to identify. They are the ones with the most votes. But buried in data from polling places across Illinois is the political party trend line. Of the less than 2 million voters on Tuesday, how many took Republican ballots and how many took Democratic ballots? The decision that every voter must make in a primary election. And more important, has that number changed significantly since the last primary 4 years ago? A review of the data, the number of Democratic ballots cast yesterday versus Republican ballots shows a huge swing from Republicans to Democrats. In other words, away from the party that has been in dominant control of American government since President Trump was elected, and toward the party that Trump decimated.
I wouldn't read too much into it, although I think on the whole, most people think this is going to be a good year for Democrats in Illinois in general.
Here is what the NBC Chicago investigative team discovered in state election data. During the primary 4 years ago, voters took about 25% more Democratic ballots than Republican. Not surprising in a blue state. But yesterday, the margin became huge. With most ballots in and counted, Illinois voters took twice as many Democratic ballots as Republican. Nearly 1.2 million Democrat ballots compared to only 530,000 for the GOP. If it was a head-to-head election and not intra-party contenders, such a sizable gap could question electability for Republicans and would typically cause the leaders of any political party to reevaluate positions, strategy, even candidates.
If you're a nervous Republican and maybe outside of Illinois, I think the president's popularity, the general pattern since 1936, pretty robust pattern, is the party of the president does worse in the midterm election.
U of I political science professor Brian Gaines tonight says there have been years when Democratic ballots outnumber Republican ballots 3-1 in Illinois primaries, and then it doesn't translate into a general election landslide. In a poker game analogy, Gaines suggests the Iran war is the real election wild card, and that a sneak attack by domestic terrorists would create more voting mayhem than which party ballot was pulled in a primary. And there's 8 months. Just about anything can happen.
Yeah, we look for those surprises towards the end.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. Chuck Goudie, appreciate it.